Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Friday with Fenning. Last summer on holiday at my sister's house in Scotland, I started running. Only 5k, but it was the first regular exercise that I'd done for several years. And my grown-up kids all run much faster than me, but it felt really good to be doing something, especially after that first lockdown. And my sister visited Suffolk in August and September, and so we ran together, and it spurred me on to run kind of 2 or 3 times a week during the autumn and early winter. And it was in January that I stopped. I don't know why, but suddenly my head just wasn't in the right space, and I kept putting it off. And the longer I put it off, the harder it was to restart again. Now, I'm competitive by nature, and so I didn't want people on Strava to see how slow I would be starting to run again. And so I delayed and delayed for 6 months. Now, this past week, my sister came down to Suffolk and we arranged to run a 5k on her first morning here. And 2 days later, we ran again. Now, my question is this: why do I need my sister to get me running again? What is it that changes in my head to make me start again? In 2012, after a visit to my doctor, when he highlighted that I was even heavier than him and he wasn't a slim man, I decided to join Slimming World with my mum. Now, over the next 6 months, I lost over 3.5 stone. And once I hit my target, I stopped going, and slowly over the next 3 years, I put much of the weight back on. So back I went, and the weight came off, and I stopped going, and you kind of know the rest of the story, don't you? But you see, over the past 2 years, I've done a Bible reading plan. Basically, it's a plan to read through the Bible in a year, or the New Testament in a year. And both times I've done the plan with someone else. And that's motivated me to keep doing it and just not give up. So the question is, why do I need my sister to get running again? Why do I need Slimming World to lose weight? And why do I need to do a reading plan with a friend? Now, there are probably many answers to those questions. The utter indiscipline of Fenning, my extrovert nature that gains energy and motivation from being with others. But actually, for me, I've discovered that I need support and accountability, because without them, I lose heart. Now, for me, there is this huge power in doing life together with others, because others push me to live better, to make better decisions. They help me to do what I want to do, but can't seem to do on my own. Others motivate me and help to bring accountability that I need. Now, I understand that not everyone is like me, and thank goodness for that. But the principle of support and accountability, I believe, does apply to us all. Solomon, one of the wisest men who ever lived, wrote down his learning about this. This is what he wrote. This is 2,500 years ago. 2 people are better off than one, for they can help each other succeed. If one person falls, the other can reach out and help. And later he says, a person standing alone can be attacked and defeated, but 2 can stand back to back and conquer. Now, throughout my life, I've had the privilege of working with key people who have proved the truth of those verses. A guy called Mark Simmons during my time with Saltmine, Johnny Land in doing schools work during the 1990s, Sarah and Steve Miles, and then Duncan Banks with The Forge. Sarah, my wife, is my best friend who pushes me forward, who has my back, who knows me the best and still loves me. And my life is richer for these people, and I am so grateful. And maybe, just maybe, this is why God came up with this idea called church, so that we don't try doing life and faith with God on our own. Often church is seen as a building or a church service. But neither were God's intention for what church is. Church is community. It's of being together. It's of pushing each other forward in faith, of having each other's backs. And over the years of leading a church, I've seen many people come and go, a bit like me in Slimming World and me in running. They start off well, but as soon as they get out of the habit of meeting up with others, when they lose their support and accountability, they slowly just drift away. Why? It's because we need each other. And this is why lockdown has been so difficult. Because unless we've had relationships and the discipline to stay connected to God and others, it's been incredibly hard to stay motivated and growing in faith. But for those who have, such as the guys that I meet with each week in my small group, where there's been support and accountability, we've been able to press on, to grow, to stay motivated. Now, with lockdown easing, hopefully very soon, we'll be able to meet face to face again. We have the opportunity to do life again with others in person, to spur one another on to acts of love and good works, as the writer of the book of Hebrews says. So, my question to you is this: who are you running with? Who are you reading with? Who are you losing weight with? Who are you beating addiction with? Who are you growing in faith with or resolving marriage issues with? Who are you talking through your fears and anxieties with? We all need people like my sister, like Slimming World, like Mike and Steve as my reading buddies. We need each other. So, be proactive and start getting the support and accountability needed to live in a way that grows you, that grows your faith, that motivates you to live wisely and well, whether that's emotionally, physically, spiritually, or mentally. You see, two are better off than one, for they can help each other succeed. If one person falls, the other can reach out and help. Hey, I hope you have a great weekend. And why not write a note or send a text of thanks to those who have been your running mates, your support, those who have pushed you forward. We can never say thank you enough. And thanks for watching today. You take care.